Hello everyone, welcome to our 6th virtual pub quiz. Been a good week, I'm hoping you've all had a good one. I got rained on a couple of times when I went to go get some food, but c'est la vie, we've had quite a lot of nice sunshine, so I suppose it's about time we got a bit of rain. And the plants would really appreciate it, so there we go. I hope you enjoyed last week's pub quiz. Perhaps you didn't enjoy the melodica round, I think that annoyed quite a few people. So this week I've got something a lot more simple and a lot more monotonous, and hopefully a lot less annoying. But yes, so this week I thought, considering what's going on in the aviation industry, to celebrate kind of tourism and just going on holiday. So there's going to be 2 rounds based on nice things about the tourism industry. And apologies, a little bit of a geeky one, because the first round is going to be on planes. And again, I couldn't find a better pun on planes, trains and automobiles, so it's just called planes and planes. So that's our first round. We're going to have something on OI, basically being beside the seaside, or I would like to be beside the seaside, is our round 2. Third round is on, obviously, the music round, and then the 4th round is going to be general knowledge again. So onwards to round 1. Make sure you've got a drink of water or whatever you want to drink. Pens at the ready, however you do it. Round 1, it's all about planes. So question 1. What is a national airline and the flag carrier of Ireland? What is a national airline and flag carrier of Ireland? Question number 2. I'm giving you a choice here. Which of the following airports is the furthest away from central London? So which of the following airports is the furthest away from central London? Stansted, Luton or Gatwick? Stansted, Luton or Gatwick. Which of those 3 is the furthest away from central London? Question number 3. What's the world's largest passenger plane? What's the world's largest passenger plane? If you really want to say what the largest plane ever made, it was a Spruce Moose by Howard Hughes. Barely got off the water. Anyway, we're moving on. I want the largest passenger plane. Question number 4. The film Sully is based on The Miracle on the Hudson, which was obviously a fantastic miracle where a plane landed on the Hudson River and every single one of the passengers got off safely. But what year was the film released? What year was the film Sully released? Let me just double check that actually, because I think I've got that wrong. I think I want in what year was The Miracle on the Hudson. Apologies. Let me just double check that. Apologies for that one. Yeah, sorry. Don't ignore the film. The film's great, but what year was The Miracle on the Hudson? That's maybe a little bit worried there. What year was The Miracle on the Hudson? Scrap the film. Good film. But what year was The Miracle on the Hudson? Question number 5. Which one is the odd one out? Which of the following is the odd one out? Lancaster, Blenheim, Wellington, Spitfire. Lancaster, Blenheim, Wellington, Spitfire. Which of those is the odd one out? Question number 6. Who was the first person to fly the Atlantic? Who was, officially at least, the first person to fly the Atlantic? Question number 7. What was nicknamed Boris Island? So what was nicknamed Boris Island? Something was given a nickname, and the nickname being Boris Island. What was it? That was question number 7. Question number 8. In February 2020, so a couple of months ago, a BA flight from New York to London arrived 80 minutes early. So it arrived 80 minutes early. What did the flight owe? So it was such a speedy journey, and they didn't expect it to be that quick. So what did they owe such a quick journey? What was the reason why they were so quick? Question number 9. Which UK football team is sponsored by Emirates? Which UK football team is sponsored by Emirates? And question number 10, last question of our planes themed round. During the 1960s, Frank Abagnale impersonated pilots to travel around the world. He was a very successful con man. He was eventually caught, so you can argue he wasn't that successful, but he impersonated a pilot. and travel around the world for about 18 months. They don't truly know how many flights he got onto. But for what airline did he pose as a pilot? So what was the airline that he posed as a pilot? So question number 1, what is the national airline and flag carrier of Ireland? Question number 2, what's the furthest away from central London? Stansted, Luton or Gatwick? What's the world's largest passenger plane? For question 3. The film Sully is based on The Miracle on the Hudson. What year was The Miracle on the Hudson? Which is the odd one out? Lancaster, Blenheim, Wellington, Spitfire. Question number 6, who was the first person to fly the Atlantic? Question number 7, what was nicknamed Boris Island? Question number 8, the BA flight from New York to London arrived 8 minutes early. What was the reason for it arriving too early? Question number 9, which UK football team is sponsored by Emirates? Question number 10, Frank Abagnale impersonated pilots to travel the world for what airline? What airline? So send your answers through to whoever you're playing with. I thought I would actually send, for the staff anyway, kind of a Google spreadsheet so you can record your scores, and I think there's been a couple of requests for that, so I think I'll do that tomorrow if you want to record your scores. Anyway, moving on. Refilled your drink or gone for a little walk. But now on to round two. So this is, I would like to be beside the seaside, because I think we all probably would. Unless, I'm not sure why anyone by the seaside would be watching this, but if you are living in Bognor, there we go, you would be beside the seaside. But it makes us think about summer holidays and how we all wish and hope, really, that we will have a summer holiday where we can go to the seaside. Fingers crossed. So, question number 1. True or false? True or false? No one in the UK lives more than 80 miles from the coast. True or false? No one in the UK lives more than 80 miles from the coast. Question number 2. What is the name of the body of water separating the Isle of Wight from mainland United Kingdom? What is the name of the body of water separating the Isle of Wight from mainland United Kingdom? Now this is a really cool fact. I didn't know this until I read about it today for this quiz. But apparently London used to have a beach. It was opened in 1934, and they basically got a lot of sand from Essex and dumped it near Tower Bridge, and there was a beach there. It was opened all the way up to 1971. I'm going to have to ask my dad about this because he might remember it. But there was a beach in London on the River Thames. However, in 1971 it was closed. For what reason was this London beach closed? For what reason was London beach closed? Question number 4. The longest beach in the world is situated in what country? The longest beach in the world is situated in what country? Question number 5. I watched this recently. It's just an excellent film. It doesn't get old, and it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But Finding Nemo, watched that recently. And in the film Finding Nemo, Dory and Marlin go on a journey to find Nemo in what city? In what city? Fish are friends, not food, is an outstanding line from that film. Fish are friends, not food. Right, okay. We Are Going to Ibiza, or Ibiza, was a hit song from 1999. I remember it well. Who were the artists of that song? We're Going to Ibiza from 1999. Who were the artists of that song? Question number 7. Samuel Pepys' diary, very famous, recorded events such as the Great Plague and the Great Fire of London. It's really worth a read, actually. It's very interesting. People back in the 1600s had the exact same problems that we do. Maybe not the internet, but they had some real interesting problems as well, worth a read. But Samuel Pepys' diary also records the first UK performance of which famous seaside entertainment? So it actually records the first UK performance of a famous seaside entertainment. What is that entertainment that is recorded in Samuel Pepys' diary? Question number 8. What, I'm going to have to try and pronounce this, but what colour is the sand in Papakolea Beach in Hawaii? There's a beach in Hawaii called Papakolea. What colour is the sand? History one for me, like a bit of history. But the British landing beaches on D-Day were named after what maritime animal? Now, I'll give you a clue and tell you what the beaches were named. They're called Gold, Juno and Sword. Gold, Juno and Sword. They were named after what maritime animal? Kind of giving it away a little bit. Would be difficult to work out. Okay, now this is again a really cute one, and I would recommend Googling this. But in the Bahamas, there is an uninhabited island, right, with a famous beach, and the name of the beach is very famous, supposedly, in that area maybe. And it's populated by an animal, which gives its name to the beach. What is the native population of animals? What's the animal name that gives its name to the beach? So what is the animal that lives on this island? There might be like an ant as well, and there might be spiders as well, but there's quite a cute animal species that live on this island that gives itself the name to the beach. So what is the animal? And that was question number 10. So true or false, no one lives in the UK more than 80 miles away from the coast. True or false? Question number 2, what was the name of the body of water separating the Isle of Wight from the mainland UK? Question number 3, it used to have a beach in London. For what reason was it closed? Question number 4, the longest beach in the world is situated in what country? In the film Finding Nemo, Dory and Marlin go on a journey to what city? Going to Ibiza was a song in 1999. Who are the artists? Question number 7, Samuel Pepys recorded the first performance of what famous seaside entertainment? Question number 8, the colour of the sand in Papakolea Beach in Hawaii. The British landing beaches on D-Day were named after what maritime animal? In the Bahamas is an uninhabited island made famous by a beach. What is the species of animal that live on this beach and this island? Okay, so have a bit of a break. We're roughly halfway through the quiz if you'd like to at this point, or just pause me or just continue however you want to play it. Some people also might replay the words or slow it down, because that's a cool thing on YouTube. You can actually slow down. So, you could play me at 0.75 speed. It'd be quite interesting. It'd really slow me down. But moving swiftly on to round 3, which is a music round. So I'm giving this one a bit. I'm not going to sing. I'm not singing any lyrics. So I thought, what's the opposite of singing? And that is speaking in a monotone voice and reciting lyrics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recite lyrics from the song, and you have to guess what the song is as well as the artist. So I'm going to read out a song lyric or a couple of lyrics from the song, a couple of lines, and you have to guess what the song is as well as the artist. So, song 1. Here we go. Knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on a sweater already, mum's spaghetti. Say it again. Knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on the sweater already, mum's spaghetti. That's song number 1. You need to tell me what the song name is and the artist. Question 2, or song 2. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water is getting warm, so you might as well swim. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water is getting warm, so you might as well swim. Sorry, the ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water is getting warm, so you might as well swim. That was number 2. Song 3. If you're seeing things running through your head, who are you going to call? If you're seeing things running through your head, who are you going to call? That's song 3. Song 4. Song 4. Your rattlesnake out with your tail feathers high, jitterbug left and smile to the sky. Your rattlesnake out with your tail feathers high, jitterbug left and smile to the sky. That was song number 4. Song number 5. You're never too big for the boots. I got the big size 12s on my feet. I'll say it again. You're never too big for the boots. I got the big size 12s on my feet. That's song 5. Song 6. Gimme, 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 a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Gimme, 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 a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? That's song 6. Bit of a giveaway, that one. I'm really hoping this doesn't get flagged by copyright again on YouTube. Anyway, moving on to song 7. I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to pass away. I've been thinking of our future because I'll never see those days. I'll say it again. Number 7. I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to pass away. I've been thinking of our future because I'll never see those days. Song 7. Song 8. Almost Heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains. Shenandoah River. Say it again. Almost Heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains. Shenandoah River. That's song 8. Song 9. Some may say, I'm wishing my days away. No way. And if it's a price I pay, some say. Say it again. Song 9. Some may say, I'm wishing my days away. No way. And it's a price I pay, some say. So I think I'll do song 9 again. Some may say, I'm wishing my days away. No way. And if it's a price I pay, some say. Song 9. Song 10. Hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear, my dear. Hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear, my dear. That's song number 10. Song 11, so I'm going to do 2 more just because, why not? 2 more. So this round is going to be 24 marks, I suppose. So, song 11. I'll buy you diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. I'll get you anything, my friend. I'll buy you diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel okay. Alright, sorry. I'll get you anything, my friend. So that's song 11. Song 12. Final one, song 12. They're going to rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Song 12 again. They're going to rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. So, those were the 12 songs. Good luck with those. Some of them are slightly easier. I think some of them are a little bit difficult. So, good luck with those. So, moving on to round 4, which is general knowledge and current affairs, which is always just a random one, really. So this is round 4. There's 10 questions and then the random one at the end, or the super random one at the end. So, round 4, general knowledge, current affairs. Question number 1. New Zealand announced that they've effectively got rid of coronavirus in New Zealand. Good for them, well done. But, I say more importantly, that's the wrong word. Related to New Zealand, how many stars appear on the Kiwi flag? How many stars are there on the New Zealand flag? Sticking with a slightly geography theme here again. Question number 2. How many land borders does Switzerland share with other countries? How many land borders does Switzerland share with other countries? Consider it's a landlocked country, so it's only going to share a land border. Question number 3. In 2017, Moonlight won the Oscar for Best Movie. However, what film was mistakenly read out beforehand? So someone mistakenly read out a film before they actually announced the real winner. But what was the name of the film read out before Moonlight? So they mistakenly called this film out. What was the name of that film? Number 3. Question 4. The Claret Jug is an award from which sport? So you can win the Claret Jug by playing which sport? The Claret Jug is an award in which sport? Question number 5. How many bones does a shark have in its body? How many bones does a shark have in its body? And just to help you out, obviously, teeth don't count as bones. It's enamel. I don't even know if sharks' teeth are made of enamel, but I thought I'd just help you out there. All right, completely random one, but I thought I'd go for it. Question number 6. What colour were Hitler's eyes? What colour were Hitler's eyes? Don't judge me. Moving on to question 7. Michael Gove's wife, everyone loves Michael Gove. Michael Gove's wife is a columnist for which UK newspaper? She's a columnist for which UK newspaper? Her name's Sarah Vine. May have heard of her. Question number 8. Obviously this week there was a new baby born. Now, apparently its name's Charles, but when I was Googling it again, apparently they haven't released the name yet, which is really annoying because I was going to use that as a question for this. So I thought I'd do a more crueler, harder question. In the past 150 years, there's only been 3 children born in Downing Street. Before Boris Johnson, I say in Downing Street, to a serving Prime Minister, there's only been 3 kids born to a serving Prime Minister. Boris Johnson being the most recent. Before Boris Johnson, what was the name of the most recent baby born to a serving Prime Minister? And I'll give you half a mark for the surname. Half a mark for the surname. A few maths whizzes out there. I always remember my friend in secondary school who could recite pi to quite a few numbers, but I'm just asking for a couple here. So pi is 3.141 followed by which number? So pi is 3.141 followed by what number? Pie. Had a really good steak pie last week. Really good pie. Question number 10. It caused a lot of controversy, this, and it just completely confirmed in a lot of people's minds just that he's a bit of a fool. But Donald Trump caused a lot of controversy kind of this week. I can't remember, was it this week or last week? Time flies a little bit, really, doesn't it? Either way, Donald Trump has caused a lot of controversy because he appeared to encourage people to use disinfectant to treat coronavirus. And it led to spikes in places like Maryland and Ohio of people ringing up for advice saying, should I be doing that? And just to clarify, do not inject yourself with Dettol or disinfectant or kind of Barry Scott or anything like that. Don't ask him for advice. Don't do it. But what did Donald Trump use as an excuse? So what did he say? Hang on, he faced a lot of criticism. What did he say? What excuse did he give for giving that? What excuse did he give for giving that? Okay. Random one, again, one you have no hope of really getting. So I've kind of run out of questions. I'm quite boring, really. But here you go, just a random one, just the curveball. You get a point if you get it, but it doesn't count on the overall total, unless you get it. But question 11, the last one, bonus question. What food did I have for dinner tonight? What food did I have for dinner? What was the course, the main course? So I don't want the pudding because I didn't have pudding. But what was my main course? What was my dinner tonight? On that note, we'll move on to the answers. So feel free to, again, have a break if you want to, or pause me, mute me, maybe pause me in a really odd angle so I just look like I'm kind of midway through sentence or pulling a funny face. Totally up to you, however you want to do it. But we'll go to the answers for round 1. Planes, planes and planes. So, question number 1. The national airline of Ireland, national airline, the flag carrier is Aer Lingus. Aer Lingus. Apparently it's owned by the same company that owns BA. Anyway, which of the following airports is the furthest away from central London? Stansted, Luton or Gatwick? It is Luton. It's 32 miles away from central London, which is weird because it always takes longer for us down here in southwest London to get to Stansted. It's longer for us to get there, but it's actually technically closer to central London than Luton. Fair enough. So Luton was the answer there. The largest passenger plane is the Airbus A380. The Airbus A380. You could have just got the A380. That's absolutely fine. The film Sully is based on the Miracle on the Hudson, where Captain Sullenberger landed the plane on the Hudson River and everyone survived. Great story. It happened in 2009, the Miracle on the Hudson. It happened in 2009. Question number 5. A bit of a history kind of one on this one, and I'll be mighty impressed with your history knowledge if you get this one, but you might be able to work it out anyway. So I'll be impressed if you get it anyway. But question 5, what is the odd one out? Lancaster, Blenheim, Wellington, Spitfire. Well, Spitfire is the odd one out because all the other three, the Lancaster, the Blenheim and the Wellington, were all bomber planes in World War II. So you had the Lancaster bomber, the Blenheim bomber and the Wellington bomber. Spitfire was a fighter plane. So that was the odd one out. Just allow me to have that history kind of swing on things from time to time. Right, number 6. Who was the first person to fly the Atlantic? That's Charles Lindbergh. Charles Lindbergh. He's also famous for his child going missing and dying, the Lindbergh baby. Really sad. But he's potentially more famous for flying the Atlantic. First one. Okay, question number 7. What was nicknamed Boris Island? That was the proposal to have an airport in the Thames Estuary. And it was kind of put forward and proposed by Boris Johnson. Hence why they named it Boris Island. Is it going ahead? No. They kind of went for the third runway at Heathrow, which I don't think is going to be happening anytime soon, let's be honest about it. Right, okay, so that was question number 7. Boris Island, an airport in the Thames Estuary. Question number 8. In February, a BA flight from New York to London arrived 80 minutes early. What did it owe this early entry? Storm Kira. Storm Kira, February 2020. So it was a storm. It managed to ride the storm, the jet stream, and it arrived 80 minutes early. You wouldn't mind being on that flight. Although, would you feel shortchanged? Because obviously you get to watch movies on a transatlantic flight. I don't think anyone feels shortchanged. Anyway, number 9. Which UK football team is sponsored by Emirates? It is Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club. Question number 10. During the 1960s, Frank Abagnale. Now, if you've watched the film Catch Me If You Can, Frank Abagnale is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and he impersonates a pilot for Pan Am. Pan Am, which obviously isn't around anymore. Pan Am, it went bankrupt. But Pan Am was the airline he impersonated a pilot for. So that was the end of round 1. Total up your answers, send them through, do whatever you want to do with them. So, round 2. Oh, I would like to be beside the seaside. So, holidays and beaches, that's what this round is all about. True or false? No one in the UK lives more than 80 miles from the coast. That is true. That is true. No one lives more than 80 miles from the coast. What's the name of the body of water separating the Isle of Wight from mainland UK? That is the Solent. The Solent. Also where you can find the Mary Rose, or what you could anyway. Question number 3. London used to have a beach and it was closed in 1971. It was closed for health reasons because of the polluted water. The River Thames isn't really the healthiest place to swim in, and so they closed it down because of the waste in the River Thames. Anyone that does GCSE history will understand exactly how polluted the River Thames was, going back to the Great Stink and what people put in it. So yeah, it was closed for health reasons and sewage and the dirty water. The longest beach, it's the Praia do Cassino, and it's in Brazil. It's in Brazil, the longest beach in the world, in Brazil. Apparently it's under threat, though. Apparently there's one that could be longer if coastal erosion, all that kind of thing happened. Okay, number 5. In Finding Nemo, they are heading to Sydney. Sydney is where they head to. We're going to Ibiza. Was a hit song in 1999. Back to the Island. And the artist was Venga Boys. Venga Boys. Wonder if Venga Airways has gone bankrupt. Obviously, it's part of their song, isn't it? Okay, question number 7. Samuel Pepys' diary records the first UK performance of what famous seaside entertainment? Punch and Judy. Punch and Judy is the piece of entertainment first recorded in the UK by Samuel Pepys. Question 8. What colour is the sand at Papakolea Beach in Hawaii? Is green. Green sand. Obviously, Hawaii is a volcano, or lots of the islands are volcanic. So you'd potentially expect it to be black of some sort, but it's kind of green. It's green. Okay, the British landing beaches on D-Day were named after what maritime animal? Obviously, you got gold, fish, Swordfish, and Juno. Now, Juno, the original name for Juno was Jelly. So the three beaches were meant to be Gold, Jelly, and Sword. But they changed it because they thought it was a bit inappropriate for people to be dying on jellyfish beach. So they changed the name to Juno. But yes, they're all named after the fish, or a fish. Now, this is a really cute one. Like I said, definitely research this one. It's just a lovely, lovely story. But there is a beach in the Bahamas, and an island in the Bahamas inhabited by pigs. And they call it Pig Beach because they're just a bunch of pigs there, and they just love swimming, and they're just loving life. They're just there roaming the island, living and swimming. But yeah, Google it. It's very cute. So, total those up. That's out of 10. And on to round 3, the music round. So I'll quickly go through these songs again. Hope you didn't find it too bad, but here we go. Round 3, music. Knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on the sweater already, mum spaghetti. That is Lose Yourself by Eminem. Lose Yourself by Eminem. Number 2 was The Ice We Skate is Getting Pretty Thin, the water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. That's All Star by Smash Mouth. Obviously, in quite a few films, I think that, but it's also in Shrek, so you might know that from Shrek. Number 3, If You're Seeing Things Running Through Your Head, Who You Gonna Call? That's Ghostbusters by Ray Park Jr. Ray Park Jr. This was a difficult one, and I confess I wouldn't have got it. I love the song, but I wouldn't have got it from the lyric. But number 4 says, you rattlesnake out with your tail feathers high, jitterbug left and smile to the sky. That's I Love to Boogie by T-Rex. I Love to Boogie by T-Rex. Number 5, I was going to do a different song from this artist, but I thought just the words shut up would have been quite difficult for you not to guess. So you're never too big for the boots. I got the big size 12s on my feet is the song Big for Your Boots by Stormzy. Big for Your Boots by Stormzy. Number 6 was Gimme, 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 a Man After Midnight, Won't Somebody Help Me Chase the Shadows Away? That's by ABBA. Just thinking about kind of the lyrics of that, it's a little bit dated, isn't it? A little bit dated. Anyway, number 7, I Don't Want to Fall Asleep. Now, this is a new one. I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to pass away. I've been thinking of our future because I'll never see those days. Quite a morose one, but that's Deathbed, Coffee for Your Head. So it's Deathbed, Coffee for Your Head, and that's by Pofu. Pofu. I hope I pronounced that right. But it's Pofu. Apparently it's quite a new song at the moment, doing the rounds. That was number 7. Number 8, Almost Heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. That's Take Me Home, Country Road by John Denver. Take Me Home, Country Road by John Denver. Number 9, Some Say I'm Wishing My Days Away. No Way. And If It's a Price I Pay, Some Say. That's Walking on the Moon by Police. Walking on the Moon by Police. Number 10. Hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear, my dear. That's Let Me Entertain You. Let Me Entertain You by Robbie Williams. Let Me Entertain You by Robbie Williams. Number 11. I'll buy you a diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. I'll get you anything, my friend. I'll buy you a diamond ring, my friend. That is Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles. That's Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles. Number 12. Now, this is quite a famous anthem. I thought I'd put it in there just so people actually knew some of the lyrics, but this is a bit of an anthem. But the lyrics were, they're going to rip it off, taking their time right behind my back, and I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. That's Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. You know, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's Seven Nation Army. Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. So, out of 24, total those up. Hope you found that one okay. And lastly, round 4, general knowledge and current affairs. So New Zealand announced about, very few COVID deaths or cases this week. Well done to New Zealand. How many stars are on their flag? It's 4. There are 4 stars on their flag. How many countries border Switzerland? How many countries border Switzerland? It is 5. Germany, Liechtenstein, Italy, France, and Austria. 5. In 2017, Moonlight won the Oscar for Best Movie. However, what film was mistakenly read out beforehand? It is La La Land. La La Land. The Claret Jug is an award from which sport? It's golf. The Open. You can win in the Open. So it's golf. How many bones does a shark have in its body? Oh, I didn't quite believe this one. But apparently it's 0. Apparently it's all cartilage. So it doesn't have any bones in its body, the shark. Okay, number 6. What colour were Hitler's eyes? They're famously quite blue, and from contemporary reports, apparently they're quite dashing. It's just above average height, Hitler, and had dashing blue grey eyes. Quite attractive, apparently. That's what the biographies say, anyway. So they were blue. Okay, Michael Gove's wife, Sarah Vine, works for the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail. Not that I read it. Question number 8. So, the newborn baby to current Prime Minister Boris Johnson, the last person born to a serving Prime Minister was Florence Cameron. Florence Cameron. So if you got Cameron, fair enough. I'll give you half a mark for that because that's quite a difficult one. But it's Florence Cameron. Okay, second to last question. Pi. 3.141 was followed by what number? It is 5. 3.1415. Don't ask me to know what the other ones are. Okay, Donald Trump. What excuse did he give for the disinfectant and appearing to encourage people to use disinfectant? He said he was being sarcastic. He said, I'm being sarcastic. People wouldn't take that seriously. I was being sarcastic. Fool. Anyway, moving on from the idiocy. Those are my political beliefs, I might add, so feel free to ignore them or disagree with them. But question number 11, last one. So we've got to say, just total those up. So it's out of 54. And the last one, what did I have for dinner tonight? It's one of my favourite dishes, if not my favourite. It was toad in a hole. Toad in a hole. Well done if you got that. You get an extra point. So that is the end of the quiz. Like I said slightly earlier, I will aim or endeavour to send a Google Sheet out to the staff. I might sort something out on Google Classroom for the students if you want to send us through your scores. We'll do maybe a running total this week. We haven't done it in previous years. I haven't been doing this for that long. In previous weeks we haven't done that, but I'm more than happy to send something around if people like to record their scores. Last week, the grand total I got, the highest score I got was 30. Fair enough, good score. Right, well, look, I hope you enjoyed this week's quiz. Have a great week, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. See you later.